What is going on, everybody? My name's Chris. Welcome to Bourbinsane. We're back today and we are going to be talking about one of my favorite daily drinking bourbons, something I really enjoy. E.H. Taylor Small Batch. I'm a big fan of this bourbon. This is really the base expression in the E.H. Taylor line, so there's a whole bunch of higher end expressions of E.H. Taylor, but this is kind of their base expression coming out of Buffalo Trace. Now, named after E.H. Taylor Jr., who was a businessman, banker in the 1800s, he was a big part of the whiskey community and really helped get the whiskey more modernized, the whiskey community more modernized. So, things like copper fermenting tanks, state-of-the-art milling equipment, things like that. He was just really ahead of his time as far as distilleries go, and he kind of set a pathway for the rest of the industry as time went on. So a really cool guy, and that's why he's such a big part of Buffalo Trace's history. He also, back in the day, did open OFC Distillery, which is, a very sought-after bourbon these days, if you can ever find one. Very old expressions, but let's go right into this bourbon here. Now, this is a bottled and bond bourbon, so 100 proof, meaning it's at least 4 years. Now, they don't say exactly what the age is on this. Nothing's disclosed with Buffalo Trace. We just know it is mash bill 1, so it's going to be their lower rye mash bill. And it's bottled and bond, so 100 proof, at least 4 years old. Color on it looks like a very honey color to me. Not very dark. It's pretty light. Almost no legs in the glass on this. Let's go into the nose on this. So I always love the nose on this especially when I open a new bottle of this, or it's near the top. I get a lot of very bright fruit. Peaches, pears, citrus. I mean, just bright fruit citrus. So it's not that deep, rich fruitiness you kind of imagine in a lot of bourbons. Those bourbon flavors give a lot of those deep, rich notes. This is more, a lot more lighter, juicy fruit. Almost like actually saying juicy fruit, it's kind of like juicy fruit bubble gum. You've had that juicy fruit bubble gum. It kind of is reminiscent of that. All that juiciness it packs a punch, It's still got a bourbon nose with the caramel, the vanilla, brown sugars in here. But definitely on the forefront is that citrus. I mean, a lot of citrus, fresh citrus. Let's give it a sip here. Cheers, everyone. So where I get almost no oak on the nose, the oak did come through on the palate on this. That bitter, kind of like a bitter wood tannin note kind of hit the back of the palate for me. The bright fresh fruit is still there, right on the front of the palate. It's very good. Small Batch is very good. It's kind of got everything you want as a bourbon drinker in it, in my opinion. If you like the brighter notes, as I mentioned, it's definitely got those. You like the oak, it's got oak in it. Even some of the darker fruits, I mean, they're there. They're obviously very subtle. It's going to be very subtle compared to the fresh, bright notes you're going to get out of this. But it's a very solid pour. That's why it's one of my daily drinkers. Nice mouth coating too. Almost like a creaminess on the tongue for me. With the exception of the back of the palate where I get that kind of bitter oak note. It's a very nice mouthfeel. Very oily actually for only being 100 proof. And overall just a really good bourbon. Retail on this is about $40, and that's what I got it for here. The state minimum's $39.99, I think. The issue with this is it's a Buffalo Trace product. So naturally, it is on allocation. Difficult to get. I know some places that can get it quite often. I've seen this one time in Michigan, and I got it in Michigan. I also got it at Buffalo Trace Distillery as well. So you can get it at the distillery. That's the nice thing. You can get it at the distillery. And well, I shouldn't say that now. Sometimes you can get it at the distillery. Last time I was there, their limited bottle was equal rare. They didn't even have Blanton's or E.H. Taylor small batch out there. So very disappointing with that. But I really, really like this bottle at $40. At $40, I think this is a great value. I would recommend you get this if you can find it. Some of their other expressions, like the single barrel, can be hit or miss. I've heard some great things about some of the single barrel expressions and others that have really been disappointing from people. I've only tried one, and the one I tried was quite good. So it just had even more of the amplified notes that the small batch had. I've tried the rye before. The rye is good, not worth the money in my opinion with all the ryes that are out there. But I'm not gonna go into all the other expressions. But as far as the small batch goes, it's definitely worth a pickup if you can find it at retail. I would not pay over $55, $60 for this, because places will try to upcharge you on this because it is allocated. So if you can get it at 50 or less, I think that's good value for this bourbon. But when you're getting towards 60 or higher, I'd look elsewhere for something good. Thank you all so much for watching this review today. If you like these types of videos, please do hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, please do let me know, what is your favorite E.H. Taylor expression? Have you had E.H. Taylor? If you have, what'd you like? What do you not like? I want to hear from you guys. So let me know. I appreciate you all hanging out today. Stay insane, everyone.